13, Blink TSTT channel 117, Flow channel 117, Amplia channel 115, RVR Network Digital channel 102, RVR IPTV channel 3, Wired Technology channel 13, ICNTT channel 89, and Trico in Tobago on channel 112. Thank you for supporting Sankhya Television and viewing Sanka TV, the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, and your number one choice for cultural, inspirational, and spiritual programming. Sanka Television, the first Hindu TV station in Trinidad and Tobago, and your number one choice for cultural, inspirational, and spiritual programming, is also the most accessible. Sanka TV can be viewed locally on the following cable networks: Digicel Play, Channel 17, Green Dot, Channel 13, Airlink Communications, Channel 13, Blink TSTT, Channel 117, Flow, Channel 117, Amplia, Channel 115, RVR Network Digital. And welcome to Sanka Television. Once again, with me in studio is Mr. Lalchan Rampersad. And today he's presenting a very interesting topic after much research, again, Bible, Ramayan, science. So Mr. Rampersad, again, thank you for joining us at Sanka TV.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for having me. Okay. Right. All right, well, part one, I will start, but Bible, Ramayan, science. Hello, everyone. My name is Lalchan Rampersad. I am here to present a research titled Bible, Ramayan, Science. But first, I would like to thank authorities from Sankhya Television for permitting me to present this research. I stated many times previous that Hindu scriptures, Bible and Ramayan are science. This research is to present science from these two books. Now, 7 entities. One of the major problem readers have with these two scriptures is that they have no knowledge how to find the identity of entities. So I will start with 7 entities, and 7 entities are shown in the past. Just pull back that. Yeah, 7 entities are shown here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1, 2, 3. Those are the 7 entities. In these 7 entities, they are traveling to 14,000 years. All right. So I don't have it mentioned in this one, but you should get the idea from that. Now, in Ramayan, 5 gods appointed 7 entities to deliver 378 forms, 378 spirits to 14,000 years. These 378 forms are completely organized and delivered. It remains intact in Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga. At 12,000 years, it becomes disorganized and disarrayed. In Dwapara Yuga, that's Dwapara Yuga here, 378 spirits are broken up. Each member or character are on journey separately to 14,000 years. So they break it up and are now coming separately. Here, everyone is in one entity, 7 entities. But from here, it's broken up, and now it's coming down to 14,000 years. In Kali Yuga, that's 6 Vedi, 378 spirits are united and then divided at 14,000 years. Challenge is to find which character, which one of these characters or characters has completed 14,000 years. From Bible and Ramayan, total time must be calculated. Most calculations are based on 1 day equals 1 night equals 1 year equals 1,000 years. So you have to do the calculations from the book. This is the science. So we're going ahead with that. And as we go along, we'll catch up to see what the motive is all about. Journey. This research is based on 7 entities, as I just showed you there, on journey to complete 14,000 years. 4 entities from Satya Yuga are Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna. 3 entities from Treta Yuga, Sita, Ravana, and Hanuman. These 7 entities are divided into many members or characters. I will analyze each character on journey. This is the science, right? Now, to understand Bible and understand Ramayan, we first have to find out the appointments. These things are not no impossible business here and no invisible God. These are real people here constructing and appointing people, entities, right? In Ramayan appointments, this is it here. Entities of 378 forms, that is it here, were established. This 378 forms were divided into 3 parts: Prakti, Purusa, and Brahma. These 3 entities appointed 5 gods. You have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gods here. Now, page 127 of verse 5 of Ramayan, Ramcharitmanas, and chapter 11:39 of Gita, Varuna is god of water, 18 forms. Agni is there, god of fire from sun, 44 forms. 3, Saraswati, god of birth and death, fire of wisdom, knowledge, 10 forms. 4, Aranyani, goddess of forest, manuscript, 175 forms. And Manasa, in the end there, goddess of creatures, 4 snakes, authors, 131 forms. This total will equal to 378 forms. 5 gods must deliver, these 5 gods must deliver this 378 forms to 14,000 years. I will describe functions of 5 gods and their journey through 4 yugas. They are really traveling through 4 yugas. 14,000, equal to 14,000 years. Now, I'm going to show you now how these gods were appointed. Right? Now, 1, Varuna, page 696, verse 3 of Ramcharitmanas. Varuna were appointed, god of sea, 18 forms. Right? 2, Agni. Now, I will show the stages here. Page 281, verse 2 and 3. Kaiki is appointed as god of fire. Here, Kaiki is appointed as god of fire. That's what the verse is saying, fire from sun. Now, page 300, verse 6, Kaiki, sitting in judgment, appoints Ram. So Ram becomes the god of fire here. 298, verse 3, Ram is appointed fire god, fire from sun, Agni. Page 300, verse 4, Ram is lord of creation. So we're moving again to Saraswati. Now, page 441, verse 2, Saraswati chose Bharat. Right? So, Saraswati appoints Bharat. 4, Aranyani, as the goddess of forest. Palm leaf, appointed Sumitra. This is on page 256, verse 5. Appointed Sumitra with gifts. Sumitra here. Right? Page 298, verse 1 to verse 3. Sumitra appoints Lakshman and Sita as gods of manuscripts. Page 692, verse 2. Sumitra appoints Lakshman. Then in the same verse, Kaiki appoints Ram. So it's appointments. This is appointment people from one ministry to the other. Right. So we have number 5, Manasa. Now, page 256, verse 6. Verse states Manasa is goddess of Nagas, goddess of 4 serpents. Them is the authors. Page 132, verse 1. Manasa took form of a monkey. Yeah. What is a monkey? Hanuman. Page 363, verse 1. Manasa appoints Kausalya as goddess of creatures. Kausalya appoints Satruga, authors, serpents. Hanuman is on journey. This makes the 7 entities on journey. So you have these 7 entities here on the journey. So let's see what's the next step. Part 2. Well, in part 1, 5 gods transferred their ministries to 5 entities. These 5 gods transferred their ministries to these 5 entities. This is happening in Satya Yuga. Each ministry was further transferred to 5 ministries in Treta Yuga. This is how they get the appointments. Journey continued with 5 entities to construct book in Dwapara Yuga. So the mission here is the first to construct the book, Ramayan book, right? All members are inside of book now to continue journey to 14,000 years in Kali Yuga. This part is to identify each member who completed journey to 14,000 years. Each day, each night, each year equals 1,000 years. You can do the calculations from the book. You have to search through each verse and add each day, night, year to find total time. So anywhere you see a night, a day, or a year, just calculate it as 1,000 years. And this is what I'm doing here now, right? So, all right. Okay, we are dealing now with chart number 44. This is this chart. Okay? So, Ramcharitmanas is comprised of 8 entities or 8 chapters. So, I'm presenting the 8 chapters here. So, we start one with Balakanda. This is 140,000 years. If you go through the book and you calculate day and night, you will get 140,000 years. Now, 140,000 years is making reference to 10 cities. In other words, each person is traveling at 14,000 years. So, who completed the journey here are the 10 cities. Now, if you go to Ayodhya Kanda, you will get 238,000 years. Now, this 238,000 years, you just divide it by 14, and you will get 7 entities and 10 cities. So these 7 entities and 10 cities completed the 14,000 years journey. Now, in number 3, Aranya Kanda. This is a very simple one. All I got from the reading there is 14,000 years. That tells you one time, it's only one person was on this journey. And the person there is Sita. Okay? Now, the verses itself is telling you Sita was on the journey. Now, number 4, Kiskinda Kanda. You will get 56,000 years. 56,000 years is telling you that is 4 characters on journey. Now, these 4 characters, well, it's easy to find out who it is, because we're searching to find out who it is. Now, they present now, you'll get in 4 characters, and they present on page 533, verse 2, Mount Sumeru. Mount Sumeru referring to Petra, right? And page 533, verse 3, refer to Trikuta. This is 3 pyramids, so you get the 4 buildings here. So these 4 buildings made it to 14,000 years. Number 5 in Sundarakanda. All this is from the Ramayan, Ramcharitmanas. So Sundarakanda has 84,000 years. So you divide it by the 14,000, you're going to get 6. And this 6 is making reference to 6 buildings, because when reading, you will begin to understand how it is shaping up. Page 543, verse 6, mentions south. So anytime they mention south, that is 3 buildings. And page 577, verse 4, mention north, that is also 3 buildings. So you end up getting 6 buildings traveling to 14,000 years. Number 6, Lanka Kanda. You get 84,000 years also. And if you're going through Lanka Kanda in the Ramcharitmanas, you divide it, you get 6. So this is for 6 buildings, because the verses are telling you. Page 588, verse 1, refer to east. And east is 3 buildings also. And page 612, verse 6, refer to west. That's the 3 pyramids. So you get the 6 buildings there. Come down to 14,000 years. All these are traveling. Now, you're going to number 7, Uttarakanda. Right? In Uttarakanda, we get 42,000 years. This is what I was saying. They have time in the book, and nobody seems to have understanding of time. So let them go and check each verse and pick up night and day, and yet you will find this. So you have 42,000 years in Uttarakanda. There you will get to know, you will get 3 characters if you divide by 14,000 years. And if you go through the verse itself, You'll see on page 686, verse 2, verse presents 3 characters on journey. 1 ram, 2 Sita, and 3 Lalchan. Page 687, verse 4, verse confirms Ram, Sita, and Lalchan are on journey. So in Uttarakhanda is based on these 3 characters on journey to 14,000 years. Now you go to number 8, Lavakusha Kanda. This is here. Now page 795, 8 to 852, total time is 28,000 years. Now if you divide that by 14, you will get 2 characters. Now who are the 2 characters in this case? Now this is making reference to 2 groups of manuscripts. One from Lalchan and one is from Sita. So the 2 groups of manuscripts are on journey also to 14,000 years. Now that gives you an idea that the whole book is a journey to 14,000 years. Now part 3, we're going on to part 3. Now in part 3 now, we are, put up this one. In part 3, we will be dealing with the Bible. This chart now is the Bible, chart 45, right? Now, in first 2 parts of this research, it was 5 God's journey to 14,000 years, to deliver 378 forms of 14,000 years. Okay? In this part, I will present same 5 gods here, presenting in Bible now, same 5 gods on journey 14,000 years to deliver same 378 forms from Bible now. So you have the same gods from the Ramayan in the Bible. Now people don't know that. This is the same 5 gods. So I'm going to show you how it transferred to the Bible. To understand Bible, you must read Ramayan for all answers. This I will explain as we go along. In Bible, same 5 gods of Ramayan is the same 5 gods there, who are appointed to deliver same 378 forms of 14,000 years. All you have is a little difference with the forms now. The form is the same total, but different characters getting, the division is different from the Ramayan. 5 gods share 378 forms and then transferred to 5 members of Bible. I will show how 378 forms were transferred from Ramayan to Bible. Now Agni here has 86 forms, and it is to show the 86 forms how it is transferred, right? Now this is the gods of the Bible transferring these 86 forms, and and what you will get now, Agni is god of fire, fire from sun. So this is, and that means time. So the yugas is from Agni. So what you have now, you have Hagar. In the past I explained, I don't know if you recall, I was making an explanation from Hagar and the gods and how they bring it down to Mary and whatnot. Yeah. I don't know if you recall. This is the same thing here now. So what you have now, in this case you have Hagar. I'll show you it in a little more detail. Hagar, Ishmael, Elizabeth. I didn't put all of their names there. John, calendar. So this is the calendar coming from God of Agni, the god of the sun, God from the what we call it, the god of fire from sun. That is time. Now Genesis 16, 15, 16 present the 86 years. So that's the 86 forms. Saraswati 99 forms. Yeah. And Saraswati now is really these 3 subjects and 3 zeros and whatnot. So they are transferring that to Jesus here. Okay? Genesis 17:1 present 99 forms. Aranyani 100 forms. All right? Again from you transfer to Sarah, Isaac manuscript to Sita and Mary. Right? Genesis 21:5 present 100 years, 100 forms. Manasseh 75 forms. You get that from Genesis 21:5. No. You get that from Genesis 12:5. Right. Varuna 18 forms. Right. This they have the. I have it. I don't have the verse here, but the 18 forms mainly come from Luke. They have three verses in Luke which describes the 18 forms. And even in Genesis 11, 1 to 4 verses presenting 18 forms. All right. So there you have, from the Bible now, you have the same 378 forms, right? And all members on journey to enter Bible. Now in this case, it's the Bible now. They bring in the manuscripts to enter into the Bible, to construct the Bible book, right? All members are inside of Bible to continue journey to 14,000 years, right? So we'll move now to part 4, Bible. From Bible, I chose 5 entities for the sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I choose 2 from Genesis. Just like in the Ramayan. I will analyze all members who completed journey of 14,000 years. Right? If you look at chart number 44 and 45, you will see that all members in Kali Yuga are same. Right? You have to read Ramayan to identify members and to understand Bible. Check each day, each night, each year to equate to 1,000 years, same as Ramayan. Now, I will show in Genesis from 39:11 to 41:54, you will get 168,000 years. Same calculation as Ramayan, right? And when you get 168,000, you divide it by 14,000. So you will get 12 characters. And in this case now it's referring to 12 billions. All right? Now, in the other part in Genesis, if you go to Genesis 46, 2 to 50, 26, you will get 505,000 years. If you divide it, you will get 36 characters. And you have to divide it to see who has arrived at 14,000 years. It is 6 manuscripts, 20 oceans, and 10 horns. In Joshua, complete Joshua is 168,000 years. And you divide it by 14,000, you get 12. And this is 12 billions now, reached down to 14,000 years. So in all of them is a travel, a journey. In Judges, same thing. Total time 756,000 years. If you divide it, you could divide it into 2 parts. You'll get 12 billions and you'll get 42 characters. Now 42 characters is Ravana. Ravana is 20 hands, 10 heads, and 12 demons. That is 42. That's how you get that. Okay? This is Bible now, eh? Acts of Apostles. You get 420,000 years. Now this is making reference to 30 characters. This is Ravana again, with 10 heads and 20 hands on 14,000 years journey. So this is the science in these 2 books where people don't know they have time. And in both Bible and the Ramcharitmanas, full of time. Look the amount of years you get in from that. Okay? Now we're moving on to part 5. And what I want to say to people reading Bible. Now, pundits have no knowledge, just the Bible is a Hindu book. But people reading Bible and reading with a notion or giving an impression that they understand the Bible. Well, I want to let them know they do not understand anything. All right? So, first to begin, let's go to Revelation. And in Revelation, they refer to woman, they refer to dragon. Anybody know who this woman is in Revelation? Or who is this dragon? So now I'm going to explain that from Revelation. Now Revelation 12:1 makes statement, a woman clothed with the sun. Now, woman, who is this woman? Right? Now Revelation 12:2, and she was with child. Now the child in this case is Jesus' Bible, was constructed from manuscripts. That is here. Was constructed. Sita was manuscripts. So the woman is Sita. So the woman making reference in Revelation 12:1 is Sita. And the child, and she was with child, is the Bible, Jesus. Right? Now Revelation 12:3 said, and behold, there was a great red dragon. Now, who is this dragon? I want people to know that this dragon is this Ramayan written in the Bible. This dragon is the Ramayan with 7 heads and 10 horns. And what are the 7 heads and 10 horns? It's 7 entities and 10 cities. That is shown in the these are the seven entities here with 10 cities from Ravana, right? So people reading this thing in Bible have no knowledge what they're reading, and I can ask anybody, they have no knowledge what this is, because this is a Hindu book. You have to get to the Hindu book to understand. I'll give a few examples again. Revelation 12:5, and she brought forth a son. The birth of son is the birth of Bible. That is the birth of the Bible, right? Revelation 12:6, and the woman fled into the wilderness. Who is this woman fled into the wilderness? The woman who fled to the wilderness is Sita. Journey is a Treta Yuga here. That is where she come to. She arrive at here, right? And the book said 8,260 days. But 1,260 days is 12,600 years. She left that time and arrived at the Bible. Then you have another verse here. All right. Okay. Revelation 12:14, and to the woman there were given the 2 wings of the great eagle. Now the Bible has that, you know. If you check the Ramayan, you will see they have a Garuda that took the Ramayan. There was the Ramayan flying with everybody flying on it. So that is the book now. You understand? So the same example is presented in Bible, and can anybody explain that from Bible? They have no knowledge, because this is a Hindu scripture. It is from the Ramayan, right? All right, I made some examples of woman, dragon, and child, and beast. I will explain the beast in another chapter here. All right. Okay. All the exercise there is to prove that the Bible is a Hindu book, and it is what we should say, the B part of Ramayan. Ramayan is A and that is B. And anybody want to challenge me on that, they are free to do so. Now we're going to part 6, Numbers. Right. Now, this number system, these Christian historians and the historians of the Hindus and the Pandit, don't seem to have the history intact at all. There's no constructive way of telling you when numbers started. But everybody invented numbers except the Hindus. I can't understand that. The Pandit read in the book, and the only number system is in the book. I explained that before. I'm going to explain now the 0 here. Now, everybody is puzzled with time for origin of numbers. I will analyze Bible and Ramayan. Bible and Ramayan present numbers at 13,500 BC. Now, you'll focus on this thing there. There's where it is 13,500 BC. Right? Now, I'm going to give the examples from the Ramayan now. Ramayan 3 gunas. Nobody seems to have any knowledge what these 3 gunas are, right? I hear Pandits making this statement. I don't know what they really mean. But if you go to the Ramayan, you get in the exact meaning. Now, page 467, verse 3. Verse describes 3 gunas as Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So these 3 gunas, and what are these 3 gunas? Now, page 470, verse 1 states 3 gunas. Now, what are these 3 gunas? They mention it there, but what is it? Now, we have from the Bhagavad Gita, 13:19, Prakti creator of 3 gunas. 13:20, Prakti presented 3 gunas. 13:21, 3 gunas were created. Creation of 3 zeros. 3 zeros here, right? 1840, Prakti is creator of 3 gunas. Now, who is Prakti now? We find out now that the gunas are 0 from Bhagavad Gita. But who is Prakti now? So we still with the Bhagavad Gita here, and they made mention of 0. They didn't mention 0, they mentioned naught as the first number. Right? You go to 17.1, calculation using numbers are divided into 3 parts. These are 3 formulas: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. In 17.2, using 3 formulas to compute as Sattvika, Rajasika, and Tamasika. This is the verse telling you that. Now, Sattva formula, 0 to 7. Let's see how it works from the Bhagavad Gita. Now, you're going from 0 to 7 in Sattva, the Sattva formula, right? This is 0 here. Counting from 0 to 7 is 8 numbers. You have 8 numbers there. And as Sattva, the act of performing Sattva is called Sattvika. Sattva presents starting point as 0. Origin of 0 was at 13,500 BCE. Now we move into Rajas formula. Because there's 3 formulas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Now 17.9, counting in Rajas formula is using ordinal numbers. This is ordinal numbers. This is counting in division now. You're counting 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, etc. From 0 to 7 is 8 divisions. Right? If you check the 0 to 7 here, you're getting 8 divisions. Right? Counting 8 divisions from Rajas formula is doing Rajasika. 17.10, counting in Tamas formula. We have it, Tamas formula. Is counting of 0 starting at number 1. So instead of starting at number 0, in Tamas formula, they calculating, they're starting at 1. 1 to 8 are 8 numerals. This act is counting is called Tamasika. These 3 ways of counting numbers are called the 3 gunas. Right? Now, Bhagavad Gita 17.20 states that a number for nothing is naught. That is 0. A starting point without a number is termed or identified with number naught. They refer to it as asat. This is 0. Right? As a summary of it is they have Om, Tat, Sat, and Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. These 2 groups are identified as 3 gunas. Right? 3 gunas are origin of numbers and present 3 ways to identify 0. 1. Sattva gunas, numbers begin with 0. Sattva, numbers begin with 0. Not asat. So that you know you're performing sattvika there. 2. Rajas gunas. Days, hours, years are divided into divisions. Each division begins with 0 naught. Each division. So whichever one you use is 0 to, you're making a division, as I have it in the plan there. In Tamas gunas, numerals begin with 1. 0 is presented as number 1. So they present the number 1 as 0. So you starting as number 1. So 3 gunas are origin of 0. Now, I'll present the creation from Bible, the numbers. Same chart number 46. Let's look at chapter 1 of Bible on creation. God made heaven and earth in 7 days. So I present the 7 days here. That's the 7 days. Right? In Sattva gunas, it is 0 to 7 days, meaning 8 days. Right? Counting started at 0. In Rajas gunas, 7 days are 7 divisions. And it's counted in ordinal numbers. It is 7 divisions of 2,000 years each to equal 14,000 years. Now if you have to reach 14,000 years, and God made the earth in 7 days, means that you have to reach 14,000 years in the 7 divisions. Now what has happened here? On the 7th day, 7th division, God completed his work and rested. And he made it a holy day. Now he said he made it a holy day. What is the it? You must include it, 8th division, to complete the 14,000 years. Now this is a practice the Hindus have been doing with what they call the intercalary, where they inject months or years to bring everything back together. Otherwise, if you leave it the same way and it continues, everything will go astray, right? The simple example would be month of February, where they add one day every 4 years. So they call that the intercalary. So God made eight division holy. So in order to get to the 14,000 years, you must add the same practice with the intercalary. Now, God made it 8 division holy. Holy day, Sabbath day is Sunday now. So what people that talk about Sabbath is on Saturday, they must come to refute this claim that the Sabbath is on Saturday. I don't know how they started that counting. All right. In Tamas formula, number 0 of Sattva is identified as number 1. Now in Tamas formula, number 0, in other words, you put a numeral for 0. This now it come like you're constructing a building there and you're already separated, but you must add 1 to get the correct. So instead of saying 0, you started with 1. So you check one column, so you will get 8. If you have 7, there are 7 divisions. All right. Number 0 to 7 becomes 8 numbers. That's it. This research proves that Hindus constructed all numbers from 13,500 BC, and that includes 0. Now, I will move on to the 3 zeros: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. All right. I'll move on to part 7. 666, the number 666. And in the Bible, it refers to the number of a man. 666 is a man. So let's see what the 666 is all about. Revelation 13:11 said, and I saw another beast. You have to go to Ramayan to identify these names. What is this beast? Second beast emerged from ground, earth, with 2 horns. What are the 2 horns? Because they said he had 2 horns like a lamb. 2 horns are where is it? So that's so. Yeah, we have the 2 horns here. The 2 horns are making reference to is Prakti and Purusa. Equals to the second beast, equals to 28 forms. Now Revelation 13:12, and he exercises all the authority of the first beast. Second beast, Prakti and Purusa. This is the beast, 28 forms created from first beast, which is 378 forms. Now, Revelation 13:16-17, and that no one may be able to buy or sell except him who has the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, what is name and number of second beast? Which of 2 beasts, Prakti or Purusa, has the mark? Now, making reference to one of them has the mark here. Now, which one of them has the mark? We have to find out. Now, Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Verse is divided into 3 parts, 3 numbers. Number of a beast is 18 forms. Number of a man is Purusa. And number 666 is the number. Right? So, Purusa is man with 666. So that's how you get. If you don't go to find Prakti and Purusa in Ramayan, you could never know that from Bible. So anybody reading Bible is become like Alice in Wonderland. They just reading, they have no knowledge what they're reading. Right? Now, Revelation 14:9. And another angel, a third one, followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image, and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand. Third angel here is Varuna. He received the 18 forms, number 666, from Purusa. So, to connect anything you read in the Bible, you must go to the Ramayan book. Now, Prakti Purusa from Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita 13:19. Prakti and Purusa are without numbers, without beginning, beginningless. Three formulas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, are three gunas created from Prakti, zero, same as Ramayan. That is what that verse is saying. Now, who is Purusa? When you go to Luke, in Luke chapter 13, there are three verses which presents 18 forms. Purusa, this is name of man. That is the name of the man that they make in reference to in the Bible. Zero summary. This research has discovered origin of zero, identified as Prakti, with three ways of computing or calculating numbers. Prakti zero created by Ram, 13,500 BC. This research should leave no doubt about origin of zero. All critics must come forward to refute. Now I present a part here with Bible challenge. And let's see how much they know about Bible. Now Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Ram constructed 12 buildings. The 12 buildings are 12 heavens. In this area, Sattva and Treta Yuga, he constructed 12 buildings. This 12 buildings is in that area, and that is called 12 heavens, right? Now, when you're traveling to come to make the Ramayana book, you start with another 12 heavens. But this heavens is what we call spiritual, or you're in the belief world. It's a lie. All right? So let's see how it... now, in Genesis 1:2, they say the Spirit hovered over the water. The Spirit there is the 378 forms. That is what they're talking about. Revelation, if you don't know that, you can't know about Spirit. Everybody talking about the Spirit in you and get the Spirit in you. I don't know what they know about that. And the Spirit leaving the body and all. Well, all right, I will explain that here. Revelation 13:1. And I saw a beast coming out of the sea, with having 10 horns and 7 heads. But that's the same, what I explained is the 7 entities with the 10 cities, right? 13:11, another beast with 2 horns spoke like a dragon. Now, second beast dragon is the Ramayan book. This book is the dragon. Christians must know that. This book here is the red dragon. You understand? With 2 horns, Purusa 18 forms, and Prakti 10 forms. Now, the Purusa is 12 heavens with 6 manuscripts, and Prakti is 0 to 9. That is counting. That is 10 numerals. So that is how you get the 10 there. Okay? Revelation 12:3. There was a great red dragon. Red dragon, and again is Ramayan, with 7 heads, means 7 entities from Sattva and Treta Yuga. 10 horns from 10 cities from Ravana. Revelation 17:3. And I saw a woman sitting upon a scarlet beast. Who is this beast? Woman, who is this woman? Sita, sitting on red beast. To find who it is, you have to come to the Ramayan to find that as a Sita in the Bible, right? And the red beast is the Ramayan. You must go to Ramayan to find answers to Bible. Now, page 463, verse 3. I will read it. I want everybody to pay attention to this. O Uma, Rama's perfections are profound. The learned and the sage develop this passion when they appreciate them. But fools who are hostile to Hari have no love for righteousness, reap only delusion. Now, my interpretation of that is Ram's creation are of great knowledge. When they talk about Rama's perfections are profound, Ram's creations are of great knowledge. The wise and learned develop greatly from Ram's creation. This is what it's saying. The learned and the sage develop this passion. All right? Now, but fools who have no knowledge of Ram's literal history preach a false belief delusion. In short, a believer is a fool. So the Bible is saying it, and the Ramayan is saying it. So I want people to understand that. When pundits are telling you about believe, a believer is a fool all the time. Right? Ram and Lalchan, page 463, verse 2. I put things here, but I can't find it now. Oh. Page 463, verse 2. I made an error there. All right. I made a, what verse? Well, I put the wrong verse, but anyway, worshipped Ram whose body is dark. Throughout the Ramayan, they have oh yeah, it's here. I'll read it. This is on page 159, verse 3. Two princes, she said, have come to see the garden, both of tender age and altogether charming. One dark and the other fair. How can I describe them? For speech is sightless and the eyes are mute. Now, right through this Ramayan, they are describing one character as dark and one fair skin. I don't know if you come across that, if the pundit said so. Dark, Ram is dark and Lalchan is fair skin. Now, in this verse, Ram here is making reference to the building. Stones. The buildings are dark, you refer to that. And the manuscripts, I don't have the picture with the manuscripts here. Manuscripts with the leaf as fair. So these two characters are always describing them when they meet a building. So when they're describing the building, one is dark and one is fair. Meaning the building with the manuscripts. The manuscripts are in the building. Okay? Now many verses describe one dark and one fair. Well, that's it. Oh, that thing here. Two princes, one dark and one fair. Right. Now, page 146, verse 3, I will read that. Right. Now, here they're describing Ram. Here. Dawn bright-eyed, broad-chested, with long arms and body dark as the dark blue lotus or the tamala tree, with a beautiful quiver fastened to his back with a yellow piece of cloth wrapped around his waist. He, Rama, held in his two hands a lovely bow and arrows. Now, these verses, you have to know what it means. If you check that verse there, you will find 12 forms. What they are describing here are 12 buildings. So people must know that, right? I wanted to show the zero, like I missed I should get it here, you know. Somewhere here I have it. The origin of zero. But all right, that I think is it for the while. I get mixed up there with I don't know where that went. 1 to T. All right. If you have any questions, I think you could. All right. Yeah.
He had a couple things was in the beginning, which is in the description on chart 44, and from Treta Yuga to Dwarpa Yuga.
Yeah.
And then now, if we're looking at from Dwarpa Yuga to Kali Yuga, is it so? These are, you say, people, real life people who had positions or authorities or something?
The real life people are the entities here, 378 forms. You will know it from Dasarat. Dasarat married 360, he has 350 wives. Okay? Right. Now, what it meant, he had 350 members. They are constructing an entity. The entity now is Brahma.
like a ministry, you could call
Yeah,
it.
a company. Easier way is a company. They're making a company.
Right.
And now they're appointing people into positions. Or if it's a government, you're appointing ministers
Right.
into the government. So this is exactly what is happening. And now the challenge is to travel to 14,000 years. So they create 4 yugas, or 4 timelines, or 4 ages they refer to it. So these are the four timelines you have there. And what you have now, from the 378 forms, the major people to understand there are the 5 gods.
Right.
Right. Now these 5 gods now is transferred now. They transfer the ministry to live people and objects. Now in the case of the Agni, no, Agni is Kaiki. Kaiki, it's supposed to be an idea. Kaiki. Now that they transfer that appointment, as I mentioned there, to Ram. Ram now becomes the god of sun. God of fire from sun.
Right.
He's God of fire from sun, that means time.
Right.
So, yeah. So he is traveling with time to come down. So the same thing with Sumitra, Kausalya, and Saraswati, because there's 3 women from this group here. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
You
So
see?
then at this point now in Treta Yuga,
Yeah.
when you say Dwapara Yuga is imaginary,
Yeah.
they transfer everything, like you say, into a constitution or something like that, if you
No,
want to call it?
these are it's manuscript they're bringing. Now remember, they don't construct. Here is real history.
Right.
This whole area. Now Treta Yuga is just a repeat of Satya Yuga.
Right.
Right? So in this area, they already constructed the buildings and are now moving on to construct the book. Now, you have 2
So
of them.
that's what I mean. So the book is like what we would call a constitution with the rules and the way to behave. And
All the laws, everything. Now you have the lie coming in there too.
Right.
Right?
And
Which
this is
will-
at the same point
Yeah.
that they correlate the Bible.
Yeah,
reach
yeah,
the
same thing,
point
same thing
where they
there.
take the
Right.
the companies and they start to develop a constitution with the rules and everything, but
Yeah.
they start to make up the story in
Right,
in
that's
between.
what they do. So that's how they make the Ramayan or the Bible. Now, all of these characters here now, when they come to Dwapara Yuga, you now enter into what they call the spiritual world. And I explained that in the past, because now that is the Vedi. What the Pandits are using, that is the Vedi now. That is the imaginary world, or the spiritual world, or the lie. So they make up a lot of stories there now, and to bring it into this book. Now you have to find the truth that took place in Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga.
Right.
Right? Because now you have to, because these are all made with metaphors. Almost everything you're reading in there are metaphors. So you have to find out what is it Ram really did from the metaphors, because you have this in your writing now.
Yeah.
You don't have that. You understand? So you have the book here. So now you have to take this now to find the actual events that took place. Now the actual events that took place there sounds kind of far-fetched. It is 12 buildings, stone buildings. These are the 12 stone buildings. I explained them there.
Yeah, like for
Right.
example, like
Yeah.
the 3 pyramids,
Yeah.
3 of the
These
buildings.
are real buildings. This is not no fiction there. It is there standing.
Yeah.
So what you have there, that is completed before they come there. Now, when they enter here, is all they mix it with a lot of lies. They call that mixing milk with water, I think, or some. And once you get water and milk mixing, it is lie and truth. Milk is truth,
Yeah.
and you have to come and decipher it and take out the truth now.
So
Yeah.
right, so that's my next question was, so then after the point of Ramayan is that you have to decipher it and deconstruct it into the different...
You have to. This is what I'm doing here now. Now, there now is where we find now the time. How many of them arrive at 14,000 years?
Right.
Yeah. So whichever chapter you are reading, you will know who completed the 14,000 years. And one of the easiest one for anybody who want to follow it is Aranya Kanda. And this is Sita alone on this journey. That is the manuscript. And you will get 14,000 years. This one I got it exact.
Right.
Most of them, you won't get it exact, but you will have an idea who, because you have to know how many forms. Like for instance, let's say Ravana is on a journey, he's 42. Like 20 hands, 10 heads. That's why I say people, they talk about mythology. Mythology is not mythology, science, and 12 demons.
Right. So then now we come to this point here. We talk about in Kali Yuga with the different entities. You have 10 cities. You have Sita as the manuscript.
Yeah.
You have buildings.
Right. If you're checking it, you have to check it individual.
Right.
So in Aranya Kanda, you will get 14,000 years. If you go to check it, I check it, I get it accurate. 14,000 years. So 14,000 years tell you is only one character was on that journey because they arrive at 14. Now, anytime you get more than 14,000, that means somebody else is included on the journey.
Right.
So you have to find out who it is. Like in this case here, with Ram, Sita, and Lalchan, when you go, you get 42,000. Now, when you divide it by 14, what you get? You get 3 4s 12, 3 1 that 42,000. So you get, now when you're reading, you will see is Ram, Sita, and Lalchan on the journey.
Okay.
You see? And then again, what will confuse people because they have no knowledge on the buildings. Mainly the buildings here. You see, this I explained that east, west, north, south. Each one of those cardinal points refer to 3. Anytime you see that, east, west, north, south, is 3 buildings.
Right.
Now, east is Damascus. West is Egypt. North is Rome. And south is the Arabia. So you have 4 by 3, 12 buildings. And I laid out that very in detail in the last video. You see? So what you have now, you have to find out if you get 56,000 and you're reading. You will know, you will see that giving you the names of the buildings, you know.
Right.
But the names of the buildings is human names. You see? So this is what have everybody puzzled. So what you have now, you have to figure out, and then if you know that Trikuta means the 3 pyramids, you know one time you have to look for another building. And it mentioned and where it is located. So there where we have, so you get in that there right through. The same thing. If people reading, I want them to know they're reading and they're reading about Joseph and the crying and whatnot, how they killed the blood shoot with blood and whatever. This is what is a travel. Okay. They have to read. Now in Genesis I present two parts, right? The others are the whole chapter. You get in the number of years. So this is the science. People read the science. This is science. This is not no mythology.
Right.
You understand?
So far, right? In a nutshell, because we have a couple of minutes remaining.
Yeah.
What is the whole 14,000 year journey supposed to describe? Like, what is the point of the
journey?
The whole.
No, well, you see it covering the literal history.
History.
Yeah, the history, the literal history, and most of the times. The Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga is approximately 12,000 years.
Right.
So the next 2,000 years is the book traveling. When you form the book, it's the book traveling. Right. So you have the book up till now, the Ramayan is traveling.
Oh, okay. So it's still in the storybook timeline.
Yeah, but remember this is a book traveling and it's not a real person out here.
Yeah.
This is his history. That he present where he constructed the buildings.
So according to what they say, according to the timeline, you have 2,000 years still to come.
Yeah.
That the people still will be confused with the storybook.
Yeah, but this is what is happening because the pundits and them now are only reading this part.
Yeah.
You see, the Hanuman gone and you take a mountain and fly with a mountain. This is what it is here. That is it. That is not mythology, science to find out what is the plant. The 2 plants they're referring to are the 4 Vedas and the Puranas.
Yeah.
You see? So what you have there now, that is what they take now. Who gone for this is Lakshman now. This is what they take, and then you have Sita with the actual history. Because Ravana kidnapped Sita. Ravana is the buildings, 12 buildings.
Right. So I
So
saw a
the
manuscript.
the manuscript for the 12 buildings, this is what it means. So that manuscript and the other manuscript, the books that was already written, is two of them combined to make the book.
Right. So because everything goes back to zero when it reaches 14,000 years, that is what they say history repeats itself in a way?
No, but
like,
they say what do you call it? The cycle of birth and death continues.
right.
This is what it says. This is what I tell you. The amount of births and death is all they're doing is checking the numerals. You know. Now this Lalchan now, I explain the verses and things that give it where he left Ram.
Right.
Ram was upset. He left Ram. Ram now is in the book, in the Ramayan book, and the Ramayan book going back to I didn't show it here. It's going back to
zero.
No. It's going back to heaven. In other words, but they call that it's good to make that question there. There is now what we call the two Purusas. They have two Purusas. One, the 18 forms is one Purusa, and the 360 forms is the other Purusa. So the Bhagavad Gita make reference to the two Purusas. So the 18 forms they refer to as imperishable.
Right.
It cannot die. But this 360 forms will die. In other words, when it reaches up to the 12th heaven there, back, it dissolves. And it come back, they bring the 378 forms and form the front arm. So that dies out. But the 18 forms must remain. This is what they say, the spirit leave the body. After you die, this must remain to come back to start to construct a new book.
Okay.
So this I've been explaining it, but it is not. You have to really study it, because there now the Prakti and Purusa, and you go to the Bhagavad Gita, they talk about two Purusas. Nobody know what two Purusas mean. They don't even know what Purusa is. And in the Bible now, these Prakti and Purusa now are the two horns that was created from the first beast. This become our second beast here. So it is nothing there. Everything that mentioned, these Hindu writers who wrote this, they don't have any body to write that again, you know. The Hindus themselves, who supposed to know them books, have no knowledge of it.
Yeah.
You see, and it has no man, because they cannot analyze these scriptures, because this now you have to know is literal history, and it's 12 heavens. Now that 12 heavens is the 12 buildings. As a matter of fact, they make a statement there that the demon torturing the sun and torturing the moon. They have that in the Bhagavad, the Ramayan.
Yeah.
What does it mean? You see, all these you have to take to understand what it means. What it means, the building blocking the sunlight. Them tall buildings blocking sunlight. The torturing the sun, the torturing the moon.
Okay.
So you have it there, they're telling you it's buildings.
Yeah.
But people can't seem to understand that now. And they're talking about Ram killed the 12 demons. Anytime he shoot an arrow, is a building he construct, you know.
All right.
And what he do, every building he construct is a demon. A building is a demon. And for him, for him to get rid of the demon, he has to impose his name, Ram. That is mentioned in the last video. And cast out the demon.
Yeah.
So
Changing the
his
name of the
name
building,
now
yeah.
become, his name, Ram, becomes the building now.
All right.
You see? So this is all these things. That's why I said it's saying two princes, one dark and one fair. The dark is the building, and the fair is the manuscript.
Yeah.
So they have you see, these entities presented in these scriptures, you have to do a lot of research to find what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And if you're reading Bible alone, you can't know anything. You understand? If you're reading Ramayan, and if you did not have knowledge, you will be lost. Alice in Wonderland. Every one of them, I could tell them is Alice in Wonderland. They have no knowledge what they're reading. They're reading and they don't know what they're reading. You have to get the identity of these metaphors. Each one of them entities there, of the 7 entities, 7 horns. You have to find out who it is, what it is. You see? And you have to find out how we get the 307, because that 378 forms must come down to 14,000 years. You see, the first thing, even the authors of this, I refer there, they don't know what they're writing. They write from the original source. They put 4.32 billion years. Can they explain how they get 4.32 billion years in the 4 yugas? 4 yugas is just 4 separation of 14,000 years. That is also, and they mention in it that right through, I don't know. The same thing with the Bible. These writers writing from this Bible, I said it on many occasions, they have no knowledge what they're writing. Because they're copying from a source and they don't have the knowledge what all these entities mean.
Yeah.
And throughout, this was my research right through, nobody seemed to even get a handle on its simplest thing. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's very difficult because they're reading, and they continue reading, and have no knowledge what they're reading. I can tell that to every pundit and all them scholars, same thing. Because you have the time in your book. You can go and pick and start, and when you reach 14,000 years, you find out who do that travel there. From the same book. You understand?
Okay.
And you continue again another 14,000 years, and you continue. So you could know at what time you are there. You understand? Because they're giving you the time, you know. But sometimes I see pundits make the statement 13,000 years, 14,000 years. They have the time of this journey. That is the journey. And the journey, you ask a pundit, yeah, we living in Kali Yuga. Ask any pundit. How you living in Kali Yuga? Kali Yuga expired in 500 C. I made an explanation of the time. How to be the signpost. How you must, or where you must put this 14,000 years. Otherwise you will be lost. You have to have time, otherwise you're just telling a story.
Yeah.
You understand? You're just telling a story. I don't know why they don't leave that for historians and let them, they have many things like Praveen Mohan and William and Dalrymple. Get them excerpts and put it there and let them sing the bhajan. Sing them nice bhajan. I ain't refuting it. Real nice. But your history is very clumsy. Extremely clumsy.
Okay.
Yeah. So they need to pull up on themselves to really explain. If Hindus want to know, and I don't understand that. We have done everything for this world. And you know you can't find the history. Nobody seems to have any knowledge. Even up to yesterday, I seen it on the television and I seen it on the internet. You have these stone buildings in India there. If you see the works on them thing, nobody had that knowledge. These people were cannibals, you know. These Christians and Muslims were cannibals, you know. They did not know anything, you know. You give them everything, you teach them how to build a house, they come and they mash you up.
Yeah.
Because the Hindus were not prepared for that. They're not looking out for that. You understand? And converting you now. This is what they do. Converting you to there, and they don't understand the book. And the stupid follower following. So that's why I say a believer is a fool. And it's written in Ramayan. It's written in many places in the Bible. It's written.
Yeah.
You understand?
All right. Well, we went a little bit over, but the conversation is always,
okay.
you know,
Well,
all
all
right.
Well, any question or anything are ready to answer anything.
Yeah.
All right.
So
We could close there with that.
yeah. So we'd like to thank the audience for joining us. I'm Mr. Lalchan Rampersad. His number is on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions that anyone has, or who want to know more, they can visit his YouTube channel. Has these videos available.
Yeah.
The YouTube channel is what?
The Great Bible Fraud
The Great Bible Fraud.
by Lalchan Rampersad.
And we have his number on the screen, and he's always willing to have discussions with people about the topic.
Anybody.
So not only pundits and priests and anybody who wants to know.
Individual.
So please contact him, and we'll thank you for joining us on Sankhya TV.
Thanks.
Trinidad and Tobago, and your number one choice for cultural, inspirational, and spiritual programming, is also the most accessible. Sanka TV can be viewed locally on the following cable networks: Digicel Play, Channel 17, Green Dot, Channel